We'll now continue our NASCAR Sprint Cup Series media availabilities. We're joined now by the driver of the number 19 Subway Toyota for Joe Gibbs Racing, Mr. Carl Edwards. Carl, you've 18 starts here at Fontana. You've got 1 win, 8 top 5s, and 14 top 10s. As we head into Sunday's race, obviously we've had some really exciting close racing in the first 4 events this year. What are your thoughts about here at Fontana? Do you think we're going to see the same kind of thing we've seen earlier?
I think all the drivers, pretty sure I can speak for all of them, we've been looking forward to this racetrack. The tires fall off a bunch here. There's multiple grooves. The new package should provide some good racing. I mean, you saw it last week that we were able to pass cars, we were able to get close. Tires meant something, and that's what's fun. So this place should be a pretty good race.
Excellent. When I'll open up to questions, we'll go right here to Mike, then Jerry, then Lewis.
They start them young in here, huh? It's good. It's good.
They have the tough questions, too.
Yeah.
Mike Hembry, USA Today. After last week, you come here. If you're in that same situation Sunday, you can't really race the same way you did last week. How would that be different here if you're in that same environment?
Well, I mean, every situation is different, but this is a faster racetrack, and I think you give a little more space and you're a little more careful the faster and faster we go, just because of the obvious risk. But this place, I've seen some pretty good finishes here. I mean, when the tires get worn out, people are really battling. It can be really close. So who knows?
We'll go Jerry, then we're going to go Jeff, then we'll go back to Lewis.
Jerry Jordan, Performance Racing Network, and Kicking the Tires. Real quick, we're 4 races in, coming into the 5th. Who do you think's got the best handle on the package of this car going? Friend, what do you think going into the off week? If anybody will be able to pick up on things that they've learned so far?
I don't know. These tracks have been so different. The first races, the ones that we've run so far, have all been so different that I don't know if you can really say, hey, these guys have it figured out. I don't know. I still don't have a feel for it yet. I thought we actually surprised ourselves a little bit how well we ran last week at Phoenix. That was good. This weekend will be a completely different animal than anything at which we've run yet. So I don't know yet. I don't have a feel for it yet.
We'll go to Jeff.
Jeff Gluck from USA Today. Most tracks don't have the seams like they do here,
which is too bad.
So you obviously like it. How do you deal with it? Like, do you try to drive in between them, or do you put them like in between your tires? And what does it feel like in the car when you hit one of them? Like, what does it do to the car?
It is. I mean, you could write a book about a lap at this place. I mean, it's just, there's so much happening out there. Where you place your tires, how you enter the corner, what the guy in front of you is doing. All those things add up to a lot different balance. Turns 1 and 2, as many times as I've been here, I still don't feel like I have it figured out. There's spots that I like to run. There's things that I like to do. But there are some spots out there, it's like, man, I can't quite figure out what is happening. I mean, you hit this point in the racetrack and the car moves and I can't repeat it all of the time. So you never really know what you're gonna get. And I think that's good. It's a little bit unpredictable. It's definitely tough. And and that, to me, that's part of the fun.
We'll go to Lewis and Claire, and we're going to come over here next.
All the way in the back.
What's up, Lewis?
Hey, Lewis Frank, Reuters. Carl, last year when we announced the low downforce package, you said it's a good first step. You've had two races, I guess, Atlanta and Las Vegas. Has your opinion changed in any manner? And if it hasn't, what else would you like to see?
Right, you guys know how I feel about that whole subject, but I'm really happy that NASCAR has made the steps they have. I think that you're seeing the results on the racetrack. It is more fun to drive. This package is just, it's simply more fun. The driver has more of an influence. The tires fall off a little more. There's more passing. I watched guys last week, really driving the race cars. Dale Jr. was, just loose steering. He looked like he was running on dirt out there the whole time, and that's fun. That's what, me personally, I like that type of racing. So yeah, that's good.
Claire B. Lang, Sirius XM NASCAR Radio. What do you expect in qualifying? What are the challenges not knowing how much to hang it out and the changing conditions here?
I've got all sorts of challenges qualifying, to be honest with you. I thought that was a pretty good lap at the end. It was like 26 on the board or something. So I've got to do a better job qualifying. This place is, I used to have it figured out. I felt like I was really good qualifying here. Everybody's become so good at running the different grooves and figuring out where all the speed is that it's really tough. I think that you're going to have to, the guy who qualifies well is, his car is going to have to be very good, but he's also going to have to just do a perfect job of making speed at all points on this racetrack. A 2-mile racetrack is sometimes, for me, it's hard to figure out exactly where you're losing speed. So, hopefully I can figure it out between now and the third lap I run out there, I guess. But it is tough. This place is tough.
Does it change a lot between the time you
Yeah.
practice and how do you know in your head how much it's changed?
I wish I knew how it was going to change. That's part of the puzzle. We just kind of decided on what we were going to do, and we hope the track doesn't change a lot, but it does change with temperature here. That's one of the neat things about this track is, as the sun goes down, as it gets shallower, the track picks up grip and so, if it was fast on top, it might not be fast. There might be enough grip on the bottom to run the bottom. So there's nothing harder, guys, in a race car than driving down. First of all, the Toyota speed trap is distracting. It's neat, but I wish they did something so we couldn't watch it. Because every time I come down, I'm like, what do I got? And then, but then you've got to decide. You go in that corner, you're like, do I run right by the fence? Do I want to go to the bottom? And it's, I don't know about the other drivers. For me, it's always a tough decision.
We'll go over here.
Kathy Brown, pitting outside the box. Just so you know, on your last
Hitting
run.
outside the box.
Pitting outside the box.
All right.
Just so you know, on your last run, you were at 208 miles an hour going into the
Thank
speed
you.
trap. I was standing
I had to
out
look
there.
away at about 206, so I wasn't
you
sure.
were at 208. I saw
Okay.
it. Just a quick question. Last weekend at Phoenix, we saw some of the teams have some issues with some tires.
Yeah.
And I was wondering, going into this weekend, since we are on one of the oldest surfaces that you guys race on, and they are saying we are going to see 4-wide racing and the seam coupled into that.
Right.
Do you think that the teams are going to have any issues with tires? Because what we've seen with the package this year are races within the race.
Right.
So are you
Yeah, I
concerned
know
about that?
I'm not concerned about it. We haven't had any tire trouble yet. We've really tried to manage what we're doing with the tires. The fact that that's out there, though, it does create another variable. It is hard to, guys are pushing the limit or doing things with their tires, I assume, that maybe have caused them a little bit of trouble, but it's just another variable, and you get to work on it. And to quote Greg Biffle, the cars used to be child-proof, and now you can mess it up. And while nobody wants to see any tire problems, it does make for a more dynamic race. But we haven't had any trouble. Now I say that, and I'll probably have trouble, but we've been okay.
Yeah.
Dominic Ottigo on the RacingExperts.com. So 4 races into the year, 51 points above the chase cutoff. How early do you and your team monitor the point situation at this point in the season?
I don't know where we're at in points, so we're not monitoring yet. We want to get a win, maybe 2 wins, and then I'll feel comfortable. When we're locked in, that's when you're comfortable. I mean, this sport, so many things can happen. I mean, I think until you're locked into that thing, it's something you think about. Definitely for me.
We'll go Chris Knight and then finish up with Wolfgang.
Chris Knight, GetTrends.com. Carl, why are drivers so excited about coming to Auto Club with this package compared to like going to Atlanta or maybe another racetrack down the schedule? And can we see this type of racing this weekend and maybe Michigan twice this year?
I think people were excited about Atlanta, but nobody really knew what to expect. But this one, I mean, I get a sense that everybody's is really amped up about it. I mean, and I think the reason is that you can really drive here. I mean, if you just watch the in-car cameras, watch what's going on. I mean, guys they got their heads laid against the left side headrest, they're focused, and they're just correcting the car the whole way around the corner. I mean, you get to work here. You get to actually use the skills that you have as a race car driver, and it's a big, long, flat corner. So, if you do, I got sideways out there in practice, and you can catch it. You can slide the thing sideways, catch it, and get going again, and that's why we all started driving race cars, because cars are fun to drive like that.
So all the chatter and hype leading into this weekend is paying off after practice, and it's not going to be, what you guys not expected.
I'm sorry, what are you asking me?
So when you guys went out and practice,
Yeah.
all the hype about this race is going to be terrific going on. You guys are
Yeah.
on track for practice. It's going to lead up to what you guys expected.
Well, yeah, I mean, even if you look at this racetrack, just provides great racing. Even with the other package, which I think was definitely less racy than this one, it still provided great racing. So after practice, all indications are that you're going to be able to really race. You'll be able to dig deep and make something happen. Make adjustments throughout the race, make your car faster, and hopefully go out and beat a guy because you worked harder.
Final question with Wolfgang.
Carl, I have a follow-up from Louis' question. You said these cars are fun to drive. I think it's fun to drive when the cars are perfectly set up. How difficult are the cars to set up? Is it hard work?
Yeah, I don't have mine close yet, so it's pretty difficult. This track your car could drive terribly, and then you can move around a little bit. It drives pretty well. So then you have to decide, well, is that where I want to race, or do I want to race over here where it's terrible? Should we work on it? I mean, it's tough. It is hard to decide exactly what you want, and that's.
They're not fun to drive when the car's not perfectly set up.
No, they're never fun to drive in the cars. but the fun is that you can actually you can change it, you can fix it, you can do things, you can, if the car's not working well in one spot, you can move somewhere else and try something else. And that's the fun. You're not locked into a tiny little box where everybody has to run in the exact same spot, and it's fun.
I misunderstand the word fun. How you mean the word fun?
Fun, like fun. I mean, and like general a good time, I don't know how that's funny.
Carl, that was fun.
Yeah,
appreciate you coming. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, you Germans are so serious. There is this word, it's 3 letters, starts with an F. No.
Well, in Europe, in racing, the word fun is not used.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's cool.
Thanks, Carl. Appreciate it.
Thank you.